Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
So yes, and a bumpy night it's going to fucking be because the teaser trailer for Rings of Power, Rings of Power Season 2 teaser is dropped, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have an official release date, August 29th for Season 2. The shit show is going to be starting late summer. I think they're starting it a bit earlier than they did for Season 1. I think Season 1 didn't premiere until September. But regardless, there's really nothing they can do. There's really nothing they can fucking do at this point to at all course correct. If they continue, like, you know, they're continuing the storyline set up in Season 1. And I use the word storylines extremely fucking loosely because there is no real story to it. It's pure haphazard mishmash, Frankenstein put together attempt at something Middle Earth. And this is
what it looks like?
What? Yeah.
I just watched the teaser.
Yes.
It looks like cutscenes from a video game. And that's what the show is like. It's just a bunch of cutscenes with gameplay removed in between. That's what it feels like, doesn't it?
Well, typically teasers don't really, at least the feeling of this one is like they're trying to get you hyped by making it seem like basically video game cutscenes, like action shots and things like that, to get you excited or attempt to get people excited. But I did a reaction video, so for those who I haven't done a video in a long time, and I had to do a reaction video to this trailer. So we're not exactly going to be playing the trailer. So if you want to watch the actual trailer and see my reaction to it, if someone could drop the link to that, I appreciate it. But to answer your question, Arcasol, it's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty fucking bad. There really is no hope for Season 2. There really is no hope. I'm going to be going into details all the problems I have with the teaser trailer. I really focused on one thing pretty much in the reaction video, and that was apparently they're including Anatar in this season, pretty much. Yeah, like for those Lord of the Rings fans, you remember whom Anatar is supposed to be, right? Whom we should have been seeing all fucking long. But before I say hello to the chat and bring up the teaser trailer to kind of go through it, Stieg, let everybody know about you, where they can find you, all that fun stuff. Stieg?
Sometimes here and sometimes on Teresa's channel.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I wasn't hearing you for a second.
Yeah,
and then,
sometimes here and then, yeah.
Okay, so I was like, did you hear me?
Well, my internet's been acting up, actually.
Okay. All right, so... Oh, yeah, so... Not surprising, but I'm gonna say hello to the chat, and then we'll get into the shit show, at least the teaser that's trying to promote the shit show. As I pointed out also in my video, only 37% of viewers actually bothered to finish Season 1, myself included. I was well, see, the thing is, I wouldn't have not have been counted among the 37%, because I sailed the high seas when I was reviewing Rings of Power Season 2, or Season 1, I should say. So I'm going to do the same thing for Season 2. But I was one of the schmucks that finished Season 1 just to give my thoughts on it. And there's a lot wrong with Season 1. There's going to be a lot wrong with Season 2. But hello, from the top, I see Trey. Is it ready for the race? This comes right after the Crow reboot. Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck. Yes, yes, my suffering is an early birthday gift to Gravy, so thank you for watching. This is my Discord where I do watch parties there, and at some point, I think closer to when Rings of Power is going to premiere, I'm going to try to find the time to do watch parties of the... Okay. Eventually, Steve will be back. Got a lag, yeah, so eventually he'll be back. what was I gonna say? I watch parties of the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings movies, and then like that's going to like really take planning because one, those movies are long. Two, I'd have to figure out a start time because of the fact that they're so long, and days that I'm going to do them. Like I'm not going to do a 12 plus hour watch party. It's basically would be like one movie a weekend essentially. But I have to figure out start times and things like that in my Discord. So if you're not part of my Discord, join in if you want to like watch those. But that's going to be a little bit down the road, closer, as I said, to probably in July. Probably in July because I have more weekends open that month. So like closer to when the Rings of Power will be released. So Conroy, hello. Terra Crystal, just saw your Rings of Power. Yes, teaser video. They deserve the hate. Yes, they very much deserve all the hate directed at them, pretty much. So thank you, Terra. Citizen Ronan, what is up? Good to see you. Abomination, hello, hello. Jaluk, hello. Yeah, the hate will flow. Don't worry. The hate flows through me. Metalon, hello. We'll get it over with. Trust me. Michael member message. Member for 29 months. Thank you. We all came here to watch you suffer. Yes, and you'll be watching me suffer also. Because like I said, I will be watching season 2. I'll be watching season 2 now. Will I exactly do spoiler-free review videos? Most likely not, because I figure at this point, with the low percentage of people actually finishing the series, and not a lot of people are going to really care about my spoiler-free breakdown, like reaction reviews. So what will most likely happen is I will watch it the day after, because I think the 29th is a Thursday. I'm not going to bother watching it live. I'm going to watch it the next day on the high seas. And then the following day, the Saturday, is when I will be doing most likely the live stream breakdowns of each episode. So yes, regurgitated vomit. It's bad. I mean, it's a teaser, and already it's bad. That's the worst part about it.
It's also been ratioed on YouTube with
downloads. Yeah, already
so,
ratioed.
So I think it was Nerdrotics or something that had posted a picture. It's bad.
So I like that fashion back in like the 40s and 50s. So yeah, if we could find a dress, I would wear it. I wouldn't even call it fan fiction, Terra Crystal, because fan fiction implies that there's actual fan love behind it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me. Where's my book?
Let me
find my Lord of the Rings book, so I can go over the timeline. Because while they don't have rights to the Second Age materials, the appendices has a timeline, and they couldn't even get that fucking right. So there's no fan behind this.
20 pages. That was all they had, and they couldn't stick with that. I mean, it's staggering. You have 20 pages to stick to, and yeah.
Like I said, real fast, just to show you guys. Like, there is a timeline. Now, they would have to fill in the blanks, because they don't have the rights to the Second Age, but really, there's the blueprints. My camera, see? There's the blueprint.
The hard work is already done.
Yeah, it really is already fucking done.
Yeah, so someone did it in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
it's already done.
Cowman Plays says, "Yeah, Rings of Power season 2 is gonna be hella lit, bruh." Cowman, you're lucky you have a wrench, because I would time your ass out. Just so you know. Yes, thank you. This is my reaction. Thank you, Soul. This is the video. So if you have not had a chance to watch it, give it a view. I'm very much appreciated. Because it's been months since I made a video, and I just had to do a reaction video to this. And with now the announcements, the official release date of season 2 known, I'm fully prepared for the shill articles to come out, again, accusing us of racism, misogyny, sexism. We're not real fans. If we don't like it, we don't leave the fandoms. I'm ready for that shit right now. I'm ready for that shit. I'm fully prepared for that to start. And when that does, I'll be making videos about them. So this is my kick. Normally I'd be live here playing Gears of War 2. But with the teaser trailer dropping, I was like, should I just like continue with like, my regular kick stream, or should I do a breakdown? And well, you all wanted me to suffer, so. Michael's Asylum, hello, good to see you. Yep, I know. Yeah, Cowman. So basically, like I said, if they're still there, by July, I'll be doing watch parties of the extended editions. So if you're on my Discord or you have not joined my Discord and you want to watch them, no, I'd say the more the merrier. Like actual good Lord of the Rings. And even though I do say actual good Lord of the Rings, people like who are claiming to be fans, like, oh, you never complained about this. Where the fuck were you when these movies came out? Oh yeah, that's right. You weren't even you weren't even shot out of your dad's nutsack yet.
I saw some of them claims the Silmarillion wasn't even canon because it wasn't published by Tolkien himself.
Well, yeah. The thing is, if they actually knew what they were talking about, they would know that Tolkien actually had the Silmarillion written before Lord of the Rings, but his publishers wanted something akin to The Hobbit because they saw money there, not with the Silmarillion.
Yeah, which it's fair because the Silmarillion is a bit of a niche book.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's like I'm not blaming them, but because it very much is. It's like kind of like a dry historical accounts. Like you have to kind of slog through a chunk of it, and then it starts getting interesting. So I'm not really blaming the publishers, but to like claim, oh, it's not canon because it was published after Tolkien passed away. Well, one, it doesn't fucking matter. Tolkien still wrote it, and two, it was written before The Lord of the Rings, so it's canon.
Yeah,
it's canon. Hi, King Feanor. If I remember the rumors from last year, apparently there's possibly a statue to Feanor somewhere in season 2, which wouldn't make any amount of sense, but thank you. Hi, King Feanor, Alpha Chat of Middle Earth, $5 super chat. The war for the Tolkien soul is back on. Geez, the trailer was hilariously bad. Yes, it was. But thank you for the super chat. And yes, like I said, if I remember the rumors correctly, like the leaks, it looks like there's a statue of Feanor, which at this point, like I said, would not make any sense because he pretty much is not famous. He's infamous. He is the example you look at of what not to do.
Like it's kind of like Israel putting up a statue of a certain Austrian painter.
Yeah, so it doesn't make any sense. Gravy D, the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. It is a pair saying keep it up. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Dan Blackroyd, Cowman knows the true canon finally being revealed all these years later. Again, you're lucky you have a wrench, Dan, but welcome, Blake. Good to see you. Rings is made for the fans, followed by why aren't the fans watching Rings? Yes, articles. Yeah. Why aren't it's like it's not made for you. Why aren't you watching?
Feanor, though, made a very accurate point. It is the war for the soul of Tolkien, because that's what it's stake. It's the heart and soul of Tolkien that's being smeared for, some morons wanting to make money.
Which is what really, initially I wasn't going, once the news, started breaking and all the lies were exposed from Amazon and the showrunners, and I initially was not going to give season 1 at all the time of day. What drove me to change my mind was the disparaging of Tolkien's name mixed in with the shilling, pretty much. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
This. I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it in a way where I'm also talking about what Tolkien actually wrote. So.
Yeah, it's happening to most franchises in the same way. So this is like a pattern.
Yes. The Oz. Hello, my partner and I are both suffering together as we should. I tell her how exactly they continue to destroy Interview with the Vampire. She tells me what Rings of Power got wrong exactly. Yeah. So, hey, suffer together, stay together. So, there it is. So, Mr. Bentham, hello, good to see you. Yes, well, so I think I've caught up. The influence didn't even watch the show. Yeah, remember that video where they brought in people to praise the season 1, and like they hadn't even fucking watched it. They had no idea what they were talking about.
They also followed the script because they were saying that they were replying in the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
The people in Belgium were replying the same way as the people in England, word for word. So they were paid actors.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, they were paid actors. Yep. And yes, I mean, the movie itself is not supposed to be released until what, 2026? Roughly, I can't even remember. But they're making a film about the hunt for Gollum, and it's based on only about 3 pages worth of exposition and dialogue. And even then, it's like only like if you actually break down those 3 pages of exposition and dialogue, there's really only maybe a few paragraphs dedicated to exactly tracking down Gollum.
Yeah, there you go. There's the Moria they built.
Yes.
In season 1.
So let's okay, so this is where season 1 ended, and they like start the teaser here. So let's I'm gonna like look at the timeline because they created Mordor in season 1.
But by digging tunnels. Imagine how long that would take.
By digging tunnels and turning a key. But when exactly did Sauron choose Middle Earth or Mordor? All right, like as the second Udun. Now, for those who don't know what Udun is basically it's hell. The second hell, right? Because basically this is like Melkor Morgoth has met his demise at the end of the first age, and Sauron, sort of semi in hiding, sort of wanting to continue Morgoth's how do I describe this? Wanting to continue conquering Middle Earth. All right. So basically, for those who do not know, the Second Age, real fast, is nearly 3,500 years in total. All right, 3,400 plus years. All right. Okay. In the year 1000, Sauron, alarmed by the growing power of the Númenóreans, chooses Mordor as a land to make it into a stronghold. It begins the building of Barad-dûr. So Mordor is already existing. Mordor already exists. This land already exists. They did not have to create Mount Doom or anything. Mount Doom existed. Mordor existed. Mordor not only already existed, but he chose this land. He chose Mordor as his stronghold, as the second Udun, 500 years before the Rings of Power were created. Because the Rings of Power themselves, I'm talking about the 19, because like in this time frame, Sauron creates the One Ring unbeknownst to the elves and so forth. But from 1500 to 1590, in the Second Age, the Rings of Power are created. 9 for the race of men, 7 for the race of dwarves. Those rings were created by both Annatar, Sauron in disguise, and Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor, in that time, also created the 3 rings of power for the elves by himself, without Annatar's help. So unbeknownst to Sauron, which is why Sauron really, really, really wanted to find them.
Yeah, and 500 years is a heck of a lot because 500 years ago, America was discovered.
Yes.
For perspective, roundabout.
Apparently, some behind-the-scenes stuff that was released shows Isildur venturing into Shelob's lair. What the fuck?
He wasn't even near Shelob.
No. Okay. No, would not have been anywhere near, because he was Númenorian. And let's see, when is he mentioned?
I bet you the trip there is going to take like less than half an episode too.
Yeah. Okay, I'd have to see when exactly he was born, but it's like well after the Rings of Power are created. So he wouldn't be venturing at all anywhere near Shelob's lair at this point because he's not even on Middle Earth, in Middle Earth proper. He's like still in Numenor.
Yeah.
In the actual timeline. Like he wouldn't be anywhere near. Because Sauron's taken prisoner in 3262, and he manipulates Ar-Pharazôn to go against the Valar and Valinor, basically the downfall of Numenor, 3319. And that's when the exile, Foundations of the Realms in Exile, Arnor and Gondor in 3320. So they don't even reach that land, which becomes Gondor, Arnor and Gondor, until 3320. But anyway, the teaser trailer starts out this way.
This is a pattern though, because they did the same with the Wheel of Time and other things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get the rights to something, and then they'll keep the names and the character names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then just use the rest as a sandbox for the wrong shit.
Yes. I need harder drugs, Michael's Asylum, and hey, Geek Blend. And we're not even the trailer. I haven't even like clicked play to start the fucking teaser again, and I already am like pointing out how fucking wrong everything is. And what also gets me again, if you have not watched season 1, is what tips Sauron over the edge, like into the camp of destroying Middle Earth, is because Galadriel, in name only, friend zones him.
Yeah.
Because she friend zones him. They cuck Sauron.
Yeah, they did.
Appreciate it, Fanor. Maybe at the end of the stream, I'll bring it up. But thank you.
I'm still wondering why Sauron was on that little raft.
See, again, it makes no sense.
It was just in the ocean waiting for Galadriel to swing by. I mean, the ocean's a big place.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much incel Sauron. They cuck him.
Yeah. Oh, not just that. In the trailer, they have him wearing a Beyonce wig.
Oh yeah, well, you're like because basically now they're attempting to make him look like Anatar, and even then they're getting it. I mean, it's more accurate than Hellbrand, because Hellbrand's not even a Tolkien character, but at the same time, it's like no.
Yeah, he basically starts the real plan after he's been exposed for his ship plan.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which makes no sense. They should be able to spot him right away.
Yeah, because they basically this is what he looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
No, like he's not a new actor, because I can see it's the same face. They just stuck a wig on him.
Yeah, they just shaved him and stuck a wig on him and pointy ears.
Hey, Red. Hey, gaming.
That's all it takes to fool the elves. Put a wig on him.
Yeah, he's pretty much your average Andrew Tate fan. Pretty much. That's what they did to him in the first season. Okay, yes. And like Galadriel, again, would not even be in the realms that she is, because at this point, again, I can't say at this point where she'd be, because the timeline's all over the place. But for a huge chunk of the Second Age, she's in Lothlorien, basically. She's with Celeborn, her husband. And at this point, if they were accurate to the timeline, I believe Celebrian would be born. For those who don't know who Celebrian is Celeborn and Galadriel's daughter. Celebrian marries Elrond, and they have Arwen. So Galadriel is Arwen's grandmother. But like nowhere in season 1, and I am not seeing any indication at all with the teaser for season 2 that Celeborn is alive, because it's implied he's dead, which monumentally breaks canon.
Oh, he's probably captured somewhere, and Galadriel's going to save him.
Something, yeah,
something
like that. But anyway, so they show Sauron. Sauron revealed himself to Galadriel at the end of season. Like, we called it basically. We were like, I called it as soon as he at all indicated that he was like a smith when they were in Numenor. I was like, you mothers, like, are you making him Sauron? Like it's either going to be one direction or the other. I called it, and they made Hellbrand Sauron pretty much.
Well, another big hint was he was the only white male in the cast that wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't either a canonical character in name only or so it's we could pretty much call it.
And then they were surprised that nobody fell for the, oh wow, he's Sauron. Nobody fell for it, and the showrunners were like surprised about that. Like, really?
Yeah. Okay. In this one, we see a quick shot, and again, this is lore breaking, and I don't know, I keep using that, but they do. There would not be two Durins at the same time.
No.
Just no. There's not
also,
be two Durins.
He's talking about the Balrog, not Sauron.
So yeah, I'm saying like and because the Balrog is, according to actual lore, is not awakened until much, much later, when the dwarves just dig too greedily and too deep. Remember the line from Gandalf where he's talking, it's like this is what happened. But it's many years later. The Balrog should not even be awake yet. The Balrog should still be in whatever quote unquote deep sleep it is. They have not dug so far down to wake him up yet. But he's awakened in season 1 and then subsequently forgotten about. You're telling me that he's just going to chill down there for thousands of years until into the Third Age when he decides to basically decimate the dwarves? Because we know it's after the events of the Hobbit, because we see the remains of Balin. I remember Balin from the Hobbit. He was one of the party of dwarves. He's in the party of dwarves that was joining Thorin on his quest for to go to Erebor. All right, to find the Arkenstone. Remember that?
Yep.
All right, so we have an idea of when the events happen, and that's well into the Third Age. So the Balrog should not even be awake at this point. But here we have Durin, right? Durin, because there's King Durin and there's Prince Durin, and it's Prince Durin talking about the Balrog, and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, you know what? The Balrog stuff, they even have the rights to that one because it's in the Lord of the Rings. That information.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the book they have the rights to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I pointed that stuff out, and then people defending this series or defending anything Amazon Rings of Power related told me, according to them, and I've not been able to find anything regarding this, but according to them, apparently the studio can use certain names per special permission from the Tolkien estate.
Yes. There was an announcement about that they had gotten the rights to a couple of more names.
Yes.
So they're basically paying Tolkien's grandchildren for DLCs.
Yeah, pretty much paying them for DLCs, and then now they have permission to use certain names, which will not make sense at this point. Which will not make sense at all. Why? If this is a part of the deal all along, because that's what they were claiming. Why didn't they finagle the deal so that way they could use at least Anatar's name? Because Anatar's not mentioned in the appendices. That's part of the reason why they couldn't use the name.
Yeah.
But if they could, this whole fucking time, by special permission, obtain certain rights to for characters' names, why didn't they do that? If I understand it's always been piecemeal, but if they say, hey, we want to show Sauron in disguise, but we can't use his name legally, so can we pay you extra to use Anatar's name?
Yeah, so all the Halbrand stuff is now completely pointless.
Yeah. I'm saying if they could do that this entire time, why didn't they? It makes absolutely no sense.
If they had used the Anatar stuff from the beginning and have him pose as an elf, that would have actually worked better from a story point of view, even if it's lore breaking all over the place in the show. But from a story point of view, that would have made sense. But now he's basically doing it after he outed himself.
Yes, after he outed himself, which it makes everything moot. It negates everything.
Yeah, it just makes the elves look dumber.
Yes. So like I said, like there's not much to the dwarves here. They kind of like show Disa, they show Durin. They show King Durin picking up a ring, which I'm assuming is one of the 7 rings of power for the dwarves. Which at this point, but again, according to lore, actual lore, Anatar helps Celebrimbor create. Because Anatar helps Celebrimbor create 16 of the 20 rings. The human rings for the race of men, the 9 who become the ring race, and the 7 for the dwarves. Now, what's this? Okay, I'm gonna play this a little bit. I can't tell what the fuck this is supposed to be.
Balrog turd.
It was like watch, it moves, like it's forming, but like it's like sentient roots, almost like it's symbiotes, like from Spider-Man. Like I don't, what the hell is that supposed to be?
Could it be like Shelob spawn?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like spiders. It doesn't look like spawn. Like
I don't know what it is.
Because I know Shelob is an Ungoliant, and she like does have offspring. But, or maybe it's like like Shelob is an Ungoliant. Like, but it doesn't look like. Let me see if I can get like because it's like moving like that. See, it's like not a spider. It's like it looks like something's trying to form. But it's.
Could it be like?
I don't want to analyze it too much because it's like it's most likely created simply for the series because I can't figure out what it's supposed to be.
Maybe it's like they're bringing the Uruks in somehow,
which would break canon.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Kay. I mean, like
it's not like they care about canon. They're gonna have Urukais and member berries.
I remember after season 1 ended and the article was coming out how the season 2 is going to be more canon accurate. It's going to respect canon more. And if that at all does connect to the Uruks, well, that was a fucking lie.
Yeah, well, they did the same with The Witcher. Remember that? Oh, we're going to stick to canon now in season 3. Yeah, too late. You fucked it up.
Yeah. Hey, Fixer. I will be watching it, but I'll be watching a special copy of it. I will not be giving Amazon any clicks. So it's like, yeah, that's a fucking lie. But anyway, I can't tell what that is. And oh look, Warrior Galadriel. And what gets me, she's still warrior princess. Okay, she's still a warrior princess. I have no idea who these assholes are. Now I'm supposed to believe that Elrond can use a sword like that.
Yeah, it was entirety for a whole season, but
yeah, the entirety of season 1, he was a messenger boy. He was a herald.
Yeah.
Okay, so actual lore, Elrond is commander of the the Elven armies under Gil-galad. All right. So Gil-galad is basically like the equivalent of like the general, and Elrond would be like the equivalent of like a colonel. Okay, he commands the Elven armies.
Yeah.
All right, Galadriel, like I said, at this point would be in Lothlorien. I keep saying at this point, but the timeline's all over the place. However, she would be with Celeborn. They've settled in Lothlorien and basically made it their realm within Middle-earth. So Galadriel is basically setting up house with Celeborn.
Yeah.
At this point. She's nowhere would she at all. I have no idea what is this. I'm looking at this right here. I'm wondering if they'll be dealing with possibly the Ungoliant. I'm not seeing any orcs. I can't tell where they are. I'm assuming they've like traversed into Mordor, possibly. But I can't tell what is surrounding them.
And where's the poisonous fumes?
Yeah. Elrond in front of the dwarves. Yeah, oh yeah, by the way, also, Elrond was never friend of the dwarves. That was Celebrimbor. Celebrimbor would have been friend of the dwarves because he learned smithing from the dwarves. So if there's any elven character that's been shown in this seat in the Rings of Power to be a friend of the dwarves, would have been Celebrimbor. He would not have needed Elrond to relay any message or to parlay any fucking thing. Celebrimbor would have just gone, hey, I need help. Because at this point, because Celebrimbor was one of the few in the juncture of time when elves and dwarves were at odds, because the relationships between elves and dwarves are kind of up and down at this point.
Yeah, which is why Legolas and Gimli are special.
Yes.
They bridge things.
I know, but it like reminds me basically of like, you know, basically they fucked over Celebrimbor as well in season 1. All right, because like that's why Legolas and Gimli's friendship is so monumental in the Lord of the Rings. Because of that.
And isn't Elrond slightly antagonistic towards the dwarves in the books?
Slightly.
Yeah,
right, because there's still
makes little comments.
There's still that little bit of animosity, and it kind of, in a way, reading the Silmarillion, there is actual kind of a almost a prophecy of sorts from Ilúvatar. Because elves are the children of Ilúvatar. All right, so basically they are created in Ilúvatar's image. Okay, Aule, one of the Valar. Okay, the Valar I would equate to archangels. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have Ilúvatar, God. The Valar are like the archangels, and then the Maiar, which includes Sauron, Gandalf, Saruman, and so forth, are kind of like they're angels. Basically, that's the kind of the hierarchy. All right, within Valinor and Middle Earth. Okay, so Aule, one of the Valar archangels, he wants to create much like Ilúvatar, his own version of sentient beings. We're still in the Region because he refused to go through Khazad-dûm. However, Galadriel and Celebrimbor were in. I like him. I said, Galadriel was like setting up home, pretty much. She was setting up home in Lothlorien. So, but again, Celeborn is like nowhere at all shown.
You know what else this screws up? The fact that Thorin's dad tried to retake Moria from the orcs. I don't think he would have necessarily done that if he knew about the damn Balrog.
No, see, that's why I said, that's why you can tell just based on The Hobbit and then watching Lord of the Rings, where in the timeline the Balrog would have been awakened within that 60 to 77 years.
Yep.
After the events of The Hobbit. The Balrog is still asleep at this point.
Yeah, because effectively, if they had known that the Balrog was there, and they sent Balin and all the dwarves there, that was a death sentence.
Yeah, literally, because Balrog it's also a spirit. Gandalf calls it the Flame of Udun, basically hellfire. Yeah. Hellfire creation. All right. There's no way they would have been able to reclaim Khazad-dûm if the Balrog was there.
It actually makes the dwarves fucking morons.
Yeah.
In the Rings of Power canon.
It makes everyone fucking morons.
Yeah.
The elves look like morons. Dwarves look like morons. There's a meme where it's it shows Boromir and Elendil side by side, basically basically Lord of the Rings filming and Rings of Power filming, and the budget for Lord of the Rings, when Gondor's at its weakest, had better armor.
Yeah.
Than Numenor at its strongest with $1 billion budget.
They also You know the Numenor streets that we see from above sometimes?
Mm-hmm.
That's from the Wheel of Time. It's the Shadow Logoth town. They just put some flowers in the windows and painted them more whites and stuff to make it less eerie. But yeah, it's Lady Greymaster spotted it. It was the same, street, the same balconies. It was identical.
Yeah. But yeah, there's this shot in the teaser trailer again. Like, you were supposed to believe that Elrond's able to wield a sword like that when, like, he had gave no indication whatsoever that he was at all capable in season 1. Like I said, he was a messenger boy in season 1.
Is that an Asian elf?
Yeah, that's an Asian elf.
Okay.
Well, they have black elves, so like, why not have an Asian one?
Yeah.
Why not have an Asian one, basically? So, yeah, that's an Asian elf. Now, I don't know who this is supposed to be. I'm guessing possibly Tarmuriel. But I can't tell.
Actually, when they have black and Asian elves and stuff, they're basically just saying that the elves are the same as human.
Mm-hmm.
You know? They have the same races within their race as humans, which makes them no different from humans, except for pointy ears and living longer.
Yeah. Yeah, they had him. They also had him writing poetry in the first season. Like I said, he was a herald, essentially. That was herald, diplomat, whatever you want to call him, basically. But he was the ones chosen to parlay enough of a truce to get the dwarves to help build that that tower that Celebrimbor needed, like, for crafting. Thane Ironfoot told Thrain not to try to take Moria to the battle, because Thane saw the Balrog waiting. So and Leopard died. Still, it wasn't during the events of the Second Age. Let's see. I don't know whom this is supposed to be coming through.
This is way more magic heavy.
Yeah.
Flashy magic
Mm-hmm.
than we really get in the Lord of the Rings. Because whenever Gandalf uses magic, for the most part, it's subtle. Right?
Well, yeah, because for the Ishtari, their powers were nerfed to a degree.
Yeah, this is D&D magic.
I know. I'm saying it's like, it's like people thinking, oh, he didn't display a lot of magic or power and Lord of the Rings. I'm like, yeah, because their power was kind of nerfed. They weren't supposed to meddle in the affairs of humans. They were supposed to just guide them and offer words of wisdom. That's why, he didn't display any great power. But Gandalf and Saruman, Radagast, the two blue wizards at their mightiest.
Yeah, wizard means wise man, doesn't it?
Yes, but people not understanding Lord of the Rings see the word wizard, and then
they see spellcaster.
Well, they wizard and they think spellcaster, like fucking Harry Potter. I'm like, it's not the same thing. Magic in Middle Earth is not the same thing as magic in other works of fiction.
No.
So it's like Tolkien is explicit when he says, like, do not look at this as magic as we know it. Do not look at this as wizards as we understand it. Like, this is basically this, think of it as when humans were learning to speak and they were giving terms to things to better understand them. That's essentially what is happening in Middle Earth. So humans have an understanding of what's happening, at least our own rudimentary understanding of what's happening, but it pales in comparison to what's actually happening within with the power of the Ishtari. Best word, yes. So, and people just watch the movies and know nothing about the books. So I'm saying they see wizard and they think Oh, must be like Harry Potter. So basically, so you have the stupid comparisons, like would Gandalf versus Dumbledore. I'm like, Gandalf at like, you know, his full potential could smite the entirety of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Just Gandalf alone. You add all 5 Astari, and they basically just raise the Wizarding World down. Because it'd be like a street magician trying to fight an angel at that point. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's roots here, which again I have no idea what is implying in this teaser trailer.
Oh, I bet you they're gonna put the Ents in there, and they're gonna explain the Entwives. I guarantee you.
Oh, they better not.
Oh,
They better fucking not. Yeah, the wizard. Yeah. So
need female Ents,
I
right?
think Curadan is supposed to be in season 2. I think Curadan is supposed to be in season 2 because there's a shot in this. Well, we'll get to it where you see the 3 Elven Rings of Power. You know, Galadriel in name only is wearing one. Gil-galad in name only is wearing one, and then you see a third wearing a ring of power, Elven Ring of Power, and it has to be Curadan. Where has he been this entire fucking time? He's one of the oldest elves living. And he's now just making an appearance after all this shit has gone down?
Yeah. He's been busy with whatever.
I don't know.
Probably talking to Shiloh.
Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Orcs.
Well, you know,
basically.
the Mithril is alive now.
Oh yeah, because the Mithril is now like connected to the elves' very existence on Middle Earth.
Yeah, it came from the trees or something.
Yeah, even though in actual lore, it's basically just incredibly strong, pretty mineral.
Yeah.
The dwarves dug out of the mines, and the only reason the elves coveted Mithril is because it looked pretty.
Yeah. It was just greed. It's just
Yeah.
Something better than gold.
Yeah. So they like basically coveted it for because of how ornate it looked. They used it in doors and jewelry and things like that. Nothing at all to do with their existence on Middle Earth.
Nope.
That's it. That's fucking it.
And you know the books kind of spoon feed you that too, don't they?
Pretty much, but still, it spoon feeds you like fed enough that like again with they have the rights to the Third Age materials, so if they're going to include Mithril, they have the rights to include it as lore dictates, and they still did not fucking care.
Yeah, you know, like I said, the hard work is already done. Just use it.
So this shot of orcs traveling. I have no idea where they're going.
They probably don't either.
I have like this right here. I have no idea what's going on. This is Celebrimbor. God, Celebrimbor is younger than Galadriel. Celebrimbor is younger than Galadriel, and it's actually believed that he had an unrequited love for her because he never married. Right? When a game called was it Shadows of Mordor, which I need to go back and play. When a game, even as lore inaccurate as it is, still fucking gets Celebrimbor more right than this series, you got a problem.
Yeah, and the game developers never pretended that it was supposed to be any kind of canon. They just said it's just a fun action game set in Middle Earth.
No worries, like Trainer. If you want to like chime in, go ahead and chime in. Basically, we're breaking like a part of like this breakdown is going into lore, and that's what's going to happen whenever I do the breakdowns for each episode of season 2. Because again, I'll be watching that shit show. I won't be giving Amazon any clicks, but I'll be watching that shit show, and a lot of the breakdown will be basically pointing out what is wrong, not in just with the storytelling in the series, but also with the breaking of canon. Yeah, they already broken canon left and right in the first season. There's no way they can course correct at all in the second season. No way.
No, the damage was already done in season 1.
Yes.
They didn't plan ahead at all, which is, you know, exactly what happened with The Witcher, The Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
if
Yeah, Gladriel is she's like born like very early in the First Age. She is one of the oldest characters. Celebrimbor is younger than she is, but he's still one of the he's still um thousands thousands of years old at this point in Second Age. So
it's kind of like if you have no clue where you're going or why,
mm-hmm.
then why the hell use a map?
Yeah.
Right? Which is
mm-hmm.
why they're floundering around. It's just I see this happening over and over again with these new fans getting to work with, IPs like this.
Yeah. And another aspect of Celebrimbor they butchered in season 1 is like I said, Celebrimbor. Hold on, I gotta answer this text real fast.
Did they say that we're going to use Bombadil in this as well?
That's speculation that we'd see Tom Bombadil. But okay, yeah. So I'm saying that she's to have her be as old as she is. Like I said, Celebrimbor is younger than she is, and to have like her look much younger than him. But anyway, I don't. They butchered Celebrimbor's character, because they took away his friend of the dwarves aspect, right? Because he was a master craftsman, which he in part learned from the dwarves, and he's the sole creator of the 3 Elven Rings of Power, and that they even took away from him because they pretty much had Galadriel go, "Why don't you do this?" in season 1. They also have him. He has Feanor's hammer, smithing hammer, in his workshop, which he would not have, because Celebrimbor distances himself as much as humanly, and I use that word loosely because I'm talking about an elf, possible from both his father and his grandfather, Feanor. He is nothing like them. He distances himself as much as possible from them, so he would not have anything in his workshop connected in any way to either of them, but definitely not Feanor. And he has Feanor's hammer in his workshop. He actually talks to Elrond about it when Elrond mentions it in one of the episodes. Combine that with the rumor I'm seeing, or like the speculation I'm saying, that there's going to be a statue of Feanor somewhere in one of the episodes. Again, like they can't even get that aspect of that character right.
Yeah, he's one of the last ones they would make a statue of.
Teleri, I believe, is the other royal house, because it's the Noldor and the Teleri, and it was a kinslaying. It's like, which, on top of everything else, fully and firmly place Feanor into the realm of infamy. Is the kinslaying. It's the Teleri. That's the other royal house. And Feanor orchestrated it, so they fought and killed each other. There you go. See, like, he would not have had it. But anyway, this is Celebrimbor. I don't know. I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know who's supposed to be coming out of this, because you see a figure right there.
Oh, it's probably supposed to be well, we don't know, but it could be Sauron.
Yeah, but it looks like it's almost like they're trying to imply it's like a vision, because like you see like what looks like clouds and things like that.
Oh, maybe it's Iluvatar.
I don't know.
I
I'm saying
I wouldn't. It's silly, but I wouldn't put it past them. You know.
and I'm saying I'm not putting anything past them. I'm just saying that I can't definitively say what's going on here to point out like what's wrong with it necessarily, but at the same time I'm looking at it looks like he's having a vision of sorts. Yeah, I was like, so I was as a Teleri. Because I knew Gladriel was like those two. No, like she wasn't. It was just Celebrimbor. It was just Celebrimbor who made the so she was not involved in any making of like of any of the rings and making any of the rings. And I'm like, the 19 pretty much. So the 9 and the 7 were created by Celebrimbor with Anatar's help, right? Anatar being Sauron and disguised. The 3 Elven Rings of Power were created by Celebrimbor himself. No help from Anatar whatsoever. Just Celebrimbor. She was not involved in any way, shape, or form in the creation of the rings. And definitely not the One Ring, because Sauron created that in secret and then revealed himself in 1600, year 1600 of the Second Age, that, yeah, surprise, motherfuckers, it's me, Sauron. Pretty much. But she was not in any way involved with the rings. So, hey, Ms. Martin uses and Zakarot. So, for that, I'm just saying hello to you. So, and Saruman. No, Saruman would not be around at this time because the Istari did not enter Middle-earth until well into the Third Age.
Yeah.
Now, technically, and when I say technically, I mean if they show any of the Istari, I will still complain about it. But I believe Tolkien did alter the arrival time later, before he passed away, of the Blue Wizards. Just like to say that they did arrive at some point during the Second Age, but canon, the accepted canon, which is what he before he altered it in any way, was that the 5 wizards did not enter Middle-earth until the Third Age. So the fact that you even have not Gandalf, which is what I call him, in season 1, and you see him again in this trailer, that breaks lore.
Yeah, and the Istari always looked like old men.
Yes, there's no younger versions of them. They enter Middle-earth as we see them.
Yeah. That's the only form they have on Middle-earth. It's that of wise old men.
Yeah, basically wise old men. So basically the form they take is the form we see. So we see like the form Radagast takes is the form we see. Gandalf, Saruman, the form we see.
Yeah, and Radagast in the books, not in the movie.
No, I'm saying it's like, I'm just saying that that's the form we see. So they basically make him a stoner essentially in the movie.
Yeah, which it is hinted at that he does take some herbs.
I know, but they really played into it in the movie.
Oh yeah, they made him all he was.
Yes. So, but I can't tell what's going on here. Okay. Look.
Yeah.
Pop a wig on him, shave him. It's like adding glasses to Superman. You can't tell it's Superman. It's Clark. No.
Yeah, and this is the guy they're actually on the lookout for.
Yes.
Now because of season 1.
Yes, they know what he looks like. So basically, it's like.
Yeah, just
and
all you need is a Beyonce, wig.
So it's like, as I said, if all of this time they could procure the rights to by piecemeal certain names that aren't mentioned in the appendices, such as Anatar, why didn't they do it from the get-go? That first off, while this is more lore accurate in terms of appearance than fucking Hellbrand in season 1, this still does not make any sense. It still does not come across as Anatar because, one, there's nothing fair about him.
No, he's basically a Middle-earth Loki at this point.
Yeah.
Grinning and Yeah.
So
If he had a mustache, he'd twirl it, right?
yeah, so pretty much like like one of those like basically villains from the silent films and the old serials, pretty much like the over the top kind of
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's the same face. It's the same face that not only Galadriel has seen, but Elrond, because Elrond, it's implied that he believes her, right? And Celebrimbor.
Yeah, and other people probably saw him around town.
Yeah.
It was a human
Yeah.
walking among elves.
Yes. That forehead, though, yes. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like Snidely Whiplash. Like, literally Snidely Whiplash. Yeah. So I'm like, basically they just stuck I guess that's supposed to be blonde wig on him, shaved him, and said, and look, canon. No, because at this point it's already been revealed, so it's moot.
Yeah, it's like look, your action figure is on screen, which is
Yes.
what Disney's been doing with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna be skipping over some shots because I have no idea where they're supposed to be going in this shot. It's basically like Steve pointed out at the beginning. It's like cutscenes from video games. Like it's
that's
pure speculation at this point.
There's like explosions and stuff too. I'll give them one thing: the nature shots looks pretty good. But
yeah. So
what the hell is that?
I don't know. Like this, I have no. Is that supposed to be Tarmuriel? I don't know, but I have no idea what that's supposed to be.
Middle Earth Jaws. So, it's basically a wow moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones has dragons. We need monsters too.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god. Like, it needs basically the gasp moment. There's a baby Cthulhu. Fucking hell. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. But I have no idea what that's supposed to be. I have no idea if that's supposed to be actually happening. If that's supposed to be a vision. At this point, I really don't fucking care. But I'm looking at this going, what the fuck are they doing here? That's an insult to PS2 games at this point. But yeah.
Yeah, because they did the best they could with what they had.
All right, so Disa shot of her, looks like Khazad-dûm being destroyed.
Wasn't she the one who said she was the first black woman in fantasy or something?
No, I think she's like the first female dwarf. And people were like, no, bitch. We saw female dwarves in the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't exactly characters, but we saw female dwarves, and they were actually more lore accurate because they had beards. But, you weren't the first.
No. And heck, you could go back to Willow.
Yeah.
Granted, they were called Nelwyn's, but it's dwarves.
Still. But yeah, it looks like Khazad-dûm is being destroyed somehow by something. I have no idea.
Probably the Balrog.
Yeah, Elendil. Oh, that's the image I picked for the thumbnail for my reaction.
Always
video.
lick the blade.
I know.
Nobody's ever done that before.
Can you tell he's evil? He's licking the blood off the blade. Can you tell he's evil? But there's a shot I wanted to show. This. All right. Darkness will bind them. Member berries, chat. Member berries. You remember the poem, right? In the darkness, bind them.
Yeah.
This shot I wanted to get to, but this right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse. This is Gil-galad, I believe. This is Galadriel. That has to be Círdan. Well, either one or the other. One's Gil-galad, one's Círdan. Like I said, he's another of the oldest fucking elves living. Where's he been this entire time? Where's he been chilling this entire time? Yeah, Lollipop Guild of female dwarves, yes. But see, these, and they look like They couldn't even.
It looks like a commercial.
They couldn't even remotely make the ring similar to what we saw in the Lord of the Rings movies. These look like Cracker Jack prizes. You know, like those rings. You it's like you get at the bottom of the box. That's like basically plastic, and like that's what they look like a costume jewelry. Oh yeah, but it's pure member berries, pretty much, because it's like, oh, you remember that about the One Ring? You remember that about the One Ring?
Yeah.
Right. 3 for the 3 for the Elven Kings under the sky, 7 for the Dwarf Lords in their halls of stone, 9 for the race of men doomed to die, and 1 for the Dark Lord upon his dark throne. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the fucking darkness, find them.
Well, it's stuff like this that's, you can clearly tell it's geared towards normies.
Yeah. Yeah, Dwarf looks like shit. I'll get to that. Because they show this. I'm assuming that's supposed to be a Dwarven Ring of Power, which... What Celebrimbor is going to let the guy who's now been outed as Sauron help him create the 7 Dwarven Rings of Power? Or is that going to be given to Galadriel as well? Yeah, so she's too short.
Yeah.
And Elendil, one of the meanings of his name is friend of the elves. But yeah, Galadriel couldn't trust him in season 1 entirely. Look at that. That is, I'm assuming, one of the Dwarven Rings of Power. That looks like a ring pop. I'm not saying it is. I'm just assuming, because the show is called Rings of Power, that's what's going on. Won't be the one to create the One Ring, yeah. Or he'll create it as in hopes of getting Galadriel back, and she shuns him again. Yeah, but there it is. So that is Durin, King Durin. As I said earlier in the stream, there would only be one Durin living at a time. It'd either be King Durin or Prince Durin, not both. But that's King Durin from season 1. Oh yeah, I gotta show this part. Look at this flip. Boom! Look at that. I'll play it again, chat.
So that's the actor who he's actress who constantly plays the race card.
Yes. Watch this again, chat. Real fast. Watch it again. Why do they do that shit?
They wanted to be Legolas.
Yep. One, we even made fun of Legolas sliding down the stairs on a shield.
Yeah.
Like a surfboard. We made fun of that.
Yeah, so sliding down the elephant too, that was dumb.
Yeah, sliding down the elephant.
And all the stuff he did in the Hobbit.
And like pretty much Super Mario leaping these falling stones.
Yeah.
They're agile, not this fucking agile. We made fun of this shit even in the Lord of the Rings movies as much as we loved them. And like in the time it took him to flip, he could have been shot several times.
Yeah. But
why do they do that? Yeah, they're not Jedi. You know, look cool from modern fans of Black Album's more Jedi, pretty much. Yeah.
Probably ruined that wagon or whatever it was for no good reason too.
Yeah. So that's a shot of Hood Legolas, as I call him.
Yeah. What is his wig?
Where is there a barber to give him a fade?
Yeah.
He has like just a top-notch fade going. And somewhere in Middle Earth there's a barber that has like somehow invented clippers.
Oh, there has to be a bunch of them because he's The hair never grows.
Yeah.
Didn't even grow when he was spending weeks as a prisoner or months or whatever. I don't know how long it was.
They don't even. They're not even clear of the timeline.
No.
We have no idea how long he was a prisoner. It could have been days. We could have been like a short amount of time. We don't. They're not even clear on that.
Oh, it took them. What was it? Half an episode to travel from Moria to Rivendell.
Yeah, if you look at a map of Middle Earth, they are not fucking close.
Yeah, what was it? Halbrand that was poisoned or something? Someone was poisoned.
Yeah.
They had to go all the way to Lorien instead of, all the way to Rivendell when Lorien was closer.
So, was it Rivendell or was it? Well, it was
the White Harbors.
Yeah, it was like, but still, it was like traveling by horse. I mean, like this is like thousands of miles distance.
Yeah, it would have taken months.
Yeah. Yeah. So like watch, boom. So we're back in Numenor. Now I have to ask, why the fuck are the eagles there?
Because member berries.
All right. The eagles, again, as I pointed out in my video, they're sentient beings. They're sentient, literally fucking sentient beings. All right. There's a higher, much, it's like they're spirits, higher plane of sentientness than normal animals. All right.
Yeah.
It's why they would never have allowed themselves to be used to travel to Mordor. Right. They're not like animals to be tamed or anything like that, to be used in such a way. Right. Like they would say, no, we'll help you here, but no.
Yeah,
they would not be in Numenor.
And now they seem to meddle with human politics.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's like why like like the Eagles leader the king's name is Gwahir, right?
Yeah,
that's the king's name. That we know from like basically the Third Age when we like meet the Eagles, right? It makes no sense for any of them to be in Numenor, and why are they at all, like you said, like meddling in political affairs? Because that's Ar-Pharazôn. He looks like Father Time, but that's Ar-Pharazôn, who should not be born yet. Hey, Ambassadorial. Ar-Pharazôn wasn't. Yeah, I'm saying like he wasn't even born yet at this point. Again, but I know I keep saying at this point. Timeline's all over the place, but he's not born until well past the events of when the rings are created. Like he's like the events like which bring about the fall of Numenor like is pretty much 3,000 plus years into the Second Age. She shouldn't even be alive at this point. Neither should Tar Mariel be alive, nor should Tar Palantir be alive at this point. None of these characters should be alive at this point.
With the Shannara show, where they added member berry characters that have been dead for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like we find out his name when we like meet the Eagles in the Third Age. I know he's old, but like they would not meddle in the affairs of humans. All right, they distance themselves from anything involving politics and the affairs of any other races on Middle Earth, and they would not at all fly to Numenor. Well, I mean, like it looks like they're going to be showing at least the dwarven rings made because that's what it seems. Because we see like King Durin pick up a ring, which I'm assuming is a ring of power for the dwarves, but I'm like, I can't tell.
It's a member berry.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's like 3,000 plus years, so it's and the forging. Well, see, the thing is, he's alive because it takes like 33 something when he hold on, according to the timeline, it's when he just is manipulated to go against the Valinor. So Yeah, the rings of power, the 19 are created from the years 1500 to 1590. So I'd say Farazan would have been born 1600 years roughly after those events. Because our 3255, our Farazan, the Golden seizes the scepter. This is 80 years after the repentance of Tar Palantir. And then in 3262, Sauron is taken prisoner. Until 3310, when... Or then... Time. 3310, when our Farazan begins the building of the Great Armament, and because our Farazan is manipulated at this point by Sauron to assail Valinor, and subsequently that brings about the downfall of Numenor, when Elendil and his sons escape. The believers, and that's basically when Arnor and Gondor are, or at least, founded. So again, they wouldn't even be born at this point. But now we have, I'm assuming it's Gwa here, because Memberberry's leader of the Eagles, or King of the Eagles, I should say. But makes no sense. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh, it looks like moths, basically, to deliver a message.
Yeah, that was as far as I know, that was a movie thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the book. That's actually a blooper in the movies, because when he escapes Isengard, he doesn't have his staff and hat, but when he's back in, Rivendell, his hat and staff are back magically.
Yeah. So, yeah, somehow they were able to double back and get them.
Yeah.
This dickhead son is back. For like the non-canonical characters, this is Isildur. They gave Isildur a sister in season 1, even though Isildur only has a brother.
Yeah, which kind of like the Argonath. Where's the sister?
Yeah. So, and well, it looks like Numenor's, or no, one of the Elven cities. Now that is a new actor. Do you remember what the this dickhead character's name is?
No, but he was played by Joseph Mawles in the first season. He was a very good actor, despite almost being deaf. He's the smartest actor on the show because he quit.
Yeah. Adar, thank you. I couldn't remember. I knew it began with an A. Because he considers himself the father, like a father to the orcs.
Yeah.
But like they're attacking, and that's a new actor who's taking over in the role, and like basically they altered his face, so yeah, we can't tell.
Yeah, he's ugly, so he's not like elf.
Yeah. So, this I want to play this part here because another Memberberries moment, chat. Another fucking Memberberries moment. All right, now watch this. Okay, remember when Gandalf, just takes his staff and just like smashes it against the bridge when he's facing off against the Balrog. All right, just everybody likes to quote, "You shall not pass," and he just slams his staff down to make the bridge crack. Like that, that power. Watch what non-Gandalf does. I'm not saying he's doing the same thing, but feels like Memberberries. And I have no idea who that's supposed to be. Looks like fucking Mary Poppins at this point.
It's Princess Leia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Galadriel.
That's what it looked like, though.
Oh, look. Elrond is in armor, ladies and gentlemen. Elrond is in armor. And again, we're supposed to believe that he is at all a warrior when he was a herald, writes poetry in season 1. Now, I'm not, again, lore, the elves can fight. We know that. All right? yes, we have the politicians and the diplomats amongst the race of elves, but for the most part, the elves are warriors. They can fight.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go, oh yeah, we listen to the fans.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, what's he gonna do? Like, what are they gonna? You know what? They can't change anything because again, they gave commander of the army to Galadriel in name only. So if Elrond at all takes over, people are going to be pissed because he subverts a female leader. Even though that would be lore accurate because he is a commander, it would piss off the feminists. It would piss off the stands because Galadriel would have to step down. I should say Galadriel name only would have to step down. Oh, if they, although yeah, they'd have Galadriel train him.
Yeah. Well, she trained people in the season 1.
Oh yeah, in the street with like one lesson. Oh yeah, you're ready.
Yeah, just swing both swords around and make sure you don't hit me while I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Ambassadorial. That helmet looks cheaply made.
Yeah. Actually, looks like a toy helmet that a friend of mine had when we were kids.
All right, this okay. Looks like again more rings are being made, chat. Now, at this point, as I said, and I keep reiterating this, the 16 of the 19 rings of power, not including the one ring, okay, the 16 of the 19 for the other races, were created by both Celebrimbor and Anatar. The only fucking rings that weren't created by Anatar were the Elven rings. Celebrimbor did that by himself. Sauron created the One Ring, unbeknownst to the elves, and then he revealed himself. So at this point, when we see Celebrimbor making the rings, he has no reason to at all trust Anatar because he knows what Halbrand looked like. He knows he can't trust him. He knows like that's Sauron because Sauron outed himself to Galadriel at the end of the first season. So if he makes the rings of power by himself, that it can't be canon accurate because did you see how they fucked themselves into a corner? It's just, there's no way for them to, like I said, at all correct this ship. It's already heading towards land. It's already going to be what's that nautical terminology? Scuttled. It's already pretty much being scuttled, like purposely sunk.
Yeah. I think they would have gotten away with a lot more if they hadn't been boasting about sticking to canon and this is lore correct, all that stuff. If they had just said no, this is just its own thing, loosely based on Tolkien stuff, they would have gotten a lot less shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess, like I said, if they'd been, we still would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
But they would have been honest.
Yeah. Instead of hiring actors to brag about their damn show.
Yeah.
At, what was it, cons or meetups or whatever it was.
Okay. This, I have no idea.
No, they caught him again?
Yeah, they caught him again. Yeah.
And what's that going to do? All of them are standing like that, pointing the stuff at them. They won't even be able to stab him with any impact in those positions.
No. Look at that chat.
Yeah, the arms are already extended.
So Galadriel told Celebrimbor that she knew Halbrand. Well, see, the thing is, it's like I know she at least told Elrond, but when that all went down was like Celebrimbor was at least close enough by that I would have assumed she would have told him.
Now, if
there's no reason for her to keep that from him or Gil-galad.
Could be another case of she kind of forgot. That's what happened with Game of Thrones. Just forgot.
So basically, like, oh, yeah, what? I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Is it?
Look! What? Look! Methinks that's supposed to be Baldur, or the start of Baldur. Look at that tower.
Yeah.
What's it? What?
Built in what? Like 5 days?
Yeah. What could that possibly be? See you, Gravy.
It doesn't take long to build buildings.
Yeah. Oh, shut up, Jacob Watt. Look at that. I'll play that again, chat. I mean, it's like the scenes are cut, so it's not the same thing. But look, something happened.
Yeah, it's a shot of Numenor being flooded, and then it switches to that one, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it just goes poof, and that's what creates the tower.
Yeah, or at least the start of the tower, because we saw that apparently Mount Doom had to be created by turning a key, which flooded these tunnels, which somehow caused a volcanic eruption, and that's what created Mount Doom, even though Mount Doom was already in existence, because Mordor was already in existence well before the events when the rings are actually created in canon, because Sauron chose Mordor as the second Udun in the year 1000, and that's when he began building, not just like poof, the tower appears, but building Barad-dûr.
Chose it because it was hell-like.
Yes, Barad-dûr in the year 1000, and like year 1000 and on. Yeah. He didn't just poof and it's like it was there, or the start of it was there. No, it had to be built.
This is like showing the building of the pyramids in Egypt during the American Civil War.
Yeah. And that's pretty much where the teaser ends, ladies and gentlemen. Is like the member berry shot of like, what this is going to be, chat? What this is going to be? Clap, seals. Clap, seals. That's going to be Barad-dûr. I'm calling it here.
Yeah, and the seals are clapping.
When does Sauron become Elsa? When is Sauron in this series?
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows?
I feel sorry for the actors. Because a lot of them are actually good, but they're just getting given shit material. Mm-hmm. And this is what they're going to be remembered for.
Yeah. Turning a Key created Mount Doom, which created Mordor. So yeah. But that's the teaser, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, it is teasing people in a bad way.
Yeah. Well, that actually makes the elves dumber, because elves have like insanely good vision. Remember in Two Towers, when like the movie pretty much, okay, when Aragorn's like, "What do your elf eyes see?"
Yeah.
He was able to see a great distance away. And you're telling me that the orcs were able to dig these trenches under the very noses of the elves, and the elves just fucking missed it?
Yeah.
But that's the trailer. That's the teaser trailer, ladies and gentlemen. That's supposed to get us hyped for season 2, and it was shit. There are things included in it that make absolutely no sense. There's things included in it that are absolutely moot because of what happened in season 1. And only 37% of viewers and those who actually watched through Amazon finished season 1.
Yeah. But, they have a diverse group of people that made the show, so it has to be good.
Yeah. And there's generally, just because 37% finished season 1 doesn't mean that all 37% will return for season 2. So there's going to be a drop-off. I'm just waiting for Amazon to fudge those numbers. I'm just waiting for them to fudge those numbers. And you have the trailer dropping for the second season of House of Dragon, which was from what I could see, overwhelmingly positively received. I'm willing to bet they are terrified for us to hear it. Well, they're going to be... they're going to release at least one trailer before the second season actually drops.
Remember last year when the OneRing.net forgot about the One Ring?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because like yeah, it's like the
That's like,
OneRing.net. It's like 19 rings of power. I'm like, there are 20.
yeah, you forgot about the one your website's named after.
Yeah, the one like the poem I literally quoted.
Yeah.
I would love to. I need people to send me a lot of super chats for it, because I think it's close to $500.
Oh damn.
Same with the Rivendell one, because there's a Rivendell Lego set that I would love. That's also $500 US dollars.
You need to get like a Balrog figure and then set the set on fire.
Yeah. Here, I'll show.
Afterwards.
Let me find the my tweet.
Legos are pretty damn expensive now, though. It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like $500, I believe.
It was like cheap when I was a kid. Everyone had Legos. Now it's just they stick a brand to it, and it's just yeah, it's insane.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna like show. I'm gonna like mute this because it's kind of loud. But I'm just gonna show the end of this video, what it kind of looks like, because you can light it up. You can the eye lights up.
Hmm.
So let me just, because you see, watch.
I have a crochet thing of that tower.
Yeah, you can
Teresa made it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm saying like 500, I believe, is what they're asking for. Because I know the Rivendell set is like $499. The last time I looked at it, is like $499 for that set. And then this one's going to be close to it.
It's like you don't want to buy it on sheer principle.
I know, but it's like if I'm going to own any Lego sets, it'd be this one. Barad-dûr. The all-seeing eye. Yeah, price of plastic. Yeah. So I'm kind of waiting. So $450. I knew it was close to 500. So I need a lot of super chats. If I'm going to get that, I need a lot of super chats. So also I'm kind of waiting to see who wins the election this year. See if that maybe affects the price moving forward. But as of now, I'd have to shell out close to $500, and that's including tax and shipping for this set.
Yeah. You know what would happen if I bought it on the US Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
I'd get probably $60 or $70 shipping. So $500 plus 70, I'd have to pay a 35% income. 35% import tax on that. And then probably 20 or 30 more for the customs office.
So,
yay.
What kind of stream would you do that for a Lego sets? Well, if I wanted to thought myself up, it would be a bikini stream. But I figure maybe people would be love me enough to send me super chats while I'm suffering through Rings of Power, so I can kind of slowly save up for it. Like covering the Rings of Power news and shit like that. I mean, do you love me, chat? Ew. I'm kind of looking for it, Fanor. Did you tag me on Twitter or messages? Oh, there you are. Okay. Accept. Boom. Okay, let me show this.
What the hell even is that?
It looks like an orc that was caught in a web.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely implying Ungoliant. Fucking hell. That's definitely Ungoliant. Because that definitely looks like a web. Which again makes no sense because at this point, the Numenorians haven't left Numenor because Numenor hasn't fallen. And Gondor hasn't been founded. Motherfucker. Yep, that's Ungoliant. That looks Ungoliant. That's a lair.
Yeah, Miss Martin's right. It looks like Skyrim.
Well, it's definitely not Lord of the Rings. It's definitely not Middle Earth.
Did you catch when they ripped off Game of Thrones when Galadriel was climbing that wall with the axes?
Well, I never watched Game of Thrones, but yeah,
it was identical to when they were climbing the wall in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, last time we saw Isildur, he was stuck in Mordor. Yeah, because he was presumed dead. He was presumed dead. So I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm just like coming at this from as a Tolkien fan. I'm like, yes, he's stuck in Mordor in the series, but again, like the Numenorians haven't left Numenor yet. Numenor hasn't fallen. Numenor had no reason at all to enter Middle Earth to at all fucking help the Southlanders, who are fucking made up for this season, for this series. No reason whatsoever. And that's a Isildur. That's supposed to be a Isildur, I believe. Yeah. So
it's just to give the character something to do.
Yeah, sorry, Tara. Was Ungoliant's offspring Shelob is ancient though? Yeah, I'm saying when I say Ungoliant, I mean it might not be Shelob, but chances are it will because of member berries.
Yeah, and Ungoliant isn't mentioned in the Lord of the Rings, I think, but Shelob is.
Shelob is. Cirith Ungol is, and Ungol comes from Ungoliant. I'm trying to remember if it's mentioned or not. But still, I'm saying, like, you know, it's like that. I'm not, like, when I say Ungoliant, I mean, like, that, like, you know, it's like a Shelob or one of the offspring.
Yeah, the Ungoliant family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But chances are it will be Shelob because of Memberberry's name.
Lady Greymaster's going to have an aneurysm.
Yes. And Shelob, fun fact, chat, Loeb means spider. So her name is pretty much a she-spider. Because Loeb is either Old or Middle English. And it means spider. Or lob. I don't know how it's like, you know, technically supposed to be pronounced, but it means spider. But yeah, that's fucking hell. But that's the teaser. That's the teaser for season 2 of Rings of Power. And I figure we're going to get at least one trailer before the actual season drops. Maybe 2, but definitely at least one actual trailer before season 2 drops. So, you know, I'll be reacting to that and breaking that shit down. But even within the teaser, my fucking god. My fucking god, that's all I can say. You know that meme, chat, where it says, like, my expectations were for you were low, but holy shit. I had 0 expectations and they still could not meet them. But yeah, I'll be breaking down at least the 1 or 2 trailers when it drops, and I'll be breaking down the episodes themselves when they drop.
How many episodes will there be? Like 8?
Well, there was 8 in season 1. I'd have to see if there's anything on IMDb, but there was 8 in season 1.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything on IMDb to indicate how many episodes there will be for Rings of Power season 2. So okay, on IMDb it says 16 episodes, so it looks like it's going to be 8 as well for season 2. So 8 episodes for season 2. There it is. They're dropping the first 3 episodes at once. That's going to be a long-ass fucking stream. They're dropping it like a movie length or something? If they're Teresa's saying they're dropping the first 3 episodes at once, and then after that, I believe they're dropping them weekly. So, 8 total for season 2, and dropping the first 3 episodes.
Yay. What an event.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I might have to splash out for a cake for that one.
Well, technically it was only 7 last time, but yeah, at least only 6 instead of 8. It's only 6 this time. It's gonna fucking hurt. But yeah, but I'll be watching that shit. I'll be watching that shit the day after it drops, because I'm not watching it the day of it drops. I'll be watching it the day after, Sailing the High Seas. Full on fucking admitting that on YouTube. Sailing the High Seas. And as I mentioned in my video, I believe Amazon did budget for 5 seasons. However, they only approved 3. So we're going to get at least a 3rd season.
Fingers crossed they cut their losses.
Yeah.
People need to cancel Amazon Prime and stuff and say, yeah, it's because of the Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to send a message. If enough people do that, you know.
Yeah. We're on contract to finish it, yeah. So, I think we're going to, unless they cut their losses after season 2, we're going to get at least 1 more season because of how many seasons were approved. But they budgeted for 5, which means they're going to take a hell of a fucking loss. $1 billion loss.
Yeah. And where's the merchandise? Nowhere to be seen.
I have not seen it. The only thing I've seen them do is bastardize the covers for Lord of the Rings books with images from Rings of Power, which
you'd think there would be action figures and stuff. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Yeah. Got beat by Reacher. Yeah. I'm saying they're going to take $1 billion loss, essentially.
Yeah. And apparently Amazon is losing money a lot now as well, because they switched to AI and the customer service is sucking balls, and all kinds of people have not been getting their packages. Their orders been lost.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been a hell of a lot of refunds.
Yep. And according to Bezos, his son is a huge fan. At least one of the articles I remember said his son was a huge fan. So, Bezos wanted to make sure that he got it right.
Yeah, makes you wonder if his son has said something,
or if his son really is even a fan.
Yeah. Well, you know that there's different kinds, because when we saw all those, Tolkien scholars and stuff that was self-appointed that showed up to defend the show, they
Yeah.
had only watched the movies.
Yeah.
They're like huge Tolkien fans because they love the movies. I'm like, that's not the same thing. It's because
Nope.
if you're a fan of anything, you'll consume everything because you can't help it because you don't choose to be a fan of something. It just happens, right?
No budget cut for the 3rd season, huh? I'm gonna be watching that ship sink. Anyway, but there, chats. So I'm on for almost 2 hours, breaking down a fucking minute and 30-second teaser trailer. But there's so much wrong in that minute and 30 seconds that you have to imagine what more could they possibly show that they butchered when they drop an actual official trailer.
Yeah.
Moving forward. And
that
fucking teaser.
Not just that, the press conferences and.
Well, I'll be covering that. I said, like in my video, I'll be covering the Rings of Power news, like whatever the showrunners say, whatever Amazon says. The show articles will be popping up. You know they're going to be doing that. Don't fuck this up. Well, I'm saying, I'm wondering if the son is a legit fan. I'm wondering what he said to Daddy after Daddy fucked it up.
I'm thinking Daddy just didn't know what he got into.
Oh, Daddy wanted his own, like, basically Amazon to have an epic much like Game of Thrones. So he knew what he was getting into. He just didn't realize the extent of what would happen by pissing off the Tolkien fandom.
He underestimated, he didn't understand the fandom.
No. He wanted a Game of Thrones epic for Amazon.
Yeah. And he got the Wheel of Time and the Lord of the Rings stuff. He had an epic with the Wheel of Time. They just mishandled it royally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Wheel of Time is probably the middle ground between Tolkien and George Martin. It's a long fantasy epic done right, and it's finished.
Mm-hmm. There it is. Well, there it is, chat. That's the breakdown rant for the Rings of Power Season 2 teaser trailer. Because y'all wanted me to suffer. You voted for that, for me to do a breakdown stream.
Never let them vote, Maura.
I know. But I figured I didn't want to put off talking about it for a while because I wanted to get my thoughts out. And I figured, you know what? It's got to be like tonight or like never, essentially. But I put it to a vote to see what people said. People wanted me to suffer. So, well, not everyone voted Gears. But anyway, thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. Like I said, I'll be covering the news. And so I'll be back to gaming streams. Tomorrow will be the discussion for the first Blade movie. And then Thursday, I'll be on Orange Chat's channel talking Murder at 1600.
Will the Blade discussion be edgy? Bloody edgy?
Yes.
Will it have
Star
bites
Wars
to
and
it?
Marvel fans thought Tolkien fans were all See, this is what studios view us fans as. They view us fans as brand loyalists.
Well, you know what? In terms of the Star Wars fans, it was fucking right.
Well, in terms of the Star Wars fandom, that they were proved right, pretty much. But that's what that's what studios view us as, brand loyalists. That we're just going to show up just because they slap Star Wars and Marvel, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Tolkien onto whatever shit that they're putting out, and that we're just going to eat it up because it's something that we love. And they learned the fucking hard way that of the fandoms that are still around, the Tolkien fandom are not to be messed with. That we will fucking vehemently defend what Tolkien created. unlike the Star Wars fandom, which I've like checked out of, unlike the Marvel fandom, unlike other fandoms,
Yeah.
We will vehemently defend Tolkien's creation. They were not anticipating that.
No, because unlike the others, Tolkien is a literary work.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't originate on screen,
Yes.
you know. So it's different, but you know, eventually, if this doesn't get shut down, and that includes the one that Peter Jackson's producing too,
Yeah.
it's going to escalate.
Yeah. So, but there it is. That's where we stand, ladies and gentlemen. So, like, my original tweet when it was announced that the teaser trailer was dropped was like, we have to prepare for battle. All right. We won the first stage with the season 1. Season 2's dropping. We have to prepare, and by prepare I mean we're going to be attacked by the shills, by the studio, from the Playboy book that they always pull out, with ad hominem attacks levied against us, and just have our ammunition ready. And by ammunition I mean our knowledge of actual lore, because
Yeah. Oh, and there's no reason to be polite with them.
I'm never polite.
No, you're not. You're not even in D&D.
No.
Nope.
But
There's criticism towards the author there too.
there it is.
Oh, you got a super chat.
Oh yes, Darth Bald Mouse. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Doesn't say anything. But
That's
pretty much appreciated.
That's gold because in Norway,
Mm-hmm.
We don't say pussy, we say mouse.
What?
We don't say pussy in Norway, we say mouse.
Oh, okay.
Nice shaved fellow.
Okay. Anyway, but thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. And like I said, I'll be doing breakdown streams once this show actually officially drops. So I'll be kind of putting feelers out for anyone who wants to join me on those breakdown streams. So I'm not just by myself giving my thoughts. So if Stieg, if I start them early enough and you're up and you want to join, Lady G, if she's available, Ms. Martin Muses, if you're available and you want to talk about the shit show that is season 2, Arcasol, if you're still in the chat, you want to join, I know you're a Tolkien fan. Basically, just tear each episode a new one.
Yeah, get the people who know the source material.
Yes.
You know.
They're going to attack the movies again because they're like, you're complaining about a strong female character in here, but you were fine with when Eowyn just defeated the Witch King, and I'm like, it's in the fucking book. That's why.
Yeah, and I've never seen anyone complain about Eowyn simply because it was in the book.
Mm-hmm.
They complained about Orwyn when they wanted to put her in Helm's Deep because that wasn't in the book.
Oh, definitely not. She wasn't even the one to take Frodo to Rivendell.
Nope.
But that I understand because Glorfindel basically appears, and then he's like subsequently not seen.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And they had to give Orwyn something to do.
Yeah. So, like, I know in the book, basically, Glorfindel appears, sticks Frodo on a horse, slaps the horse's ass. Horse takes Frodo to Rivendell, and Glorfindel walks the rest of the way with Aragorn and the other hobbits. But, you show Glorfindel in that part, and then he disappears. Well, normally they're going to wonder, well, where is he? So, but you show Arwen, I kind of understand that, but definitely not Helm's Deep.
Also, the fact that they removed Erkenbrand and replaced him with Eomer, it's the same reason. Mm-hmm. You have to cut some stuff for movies. It's just otherwise it would be 10 hours long. We would like that, but not every cinema goer would.
No. But anyway, so chat, thank you again for hanging out with me. And like I said, probably in July, I'll try doing watch parties for the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, like a Saturday a piece. So the first one will obviously be Fellowship of the Ring on my Discord. So if you're not a part of my Discord and you want to partake in that the watch parties when they happen, and you have a Discord, feel free to join.
Will you be doing the extended Hobbit movies?
Most likely not. Mainly because of time, but then I'm also not a fan of the Hobbit movies. So.
Yeah, they're kind of like weird movies because they're hit and miss all over the place.
Yes.
Some stuff they get exactly right.
Yeah. And then
see,
the first movie feels closer in tone to The Hobbit, but then it goes downhill fast, beginning with the second movie. In tone, in plots, and the filler they have. And I'm like, what?
I like that Gandalf checked out the ring wraiths' graves in the extended version of the second one.
Yeah.
Because he did go and deal with the necromancer. That happens between the pages in The Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's completely fine. It was just the slapstick everywhere.
Yeah. How did they extend them? I know they included more Beorn.
Yeah, and there's a plot line with Thorin's dad.
Yeah. That part is cut from the theatrical version, but then you like in the extended version you see what Gandalf finds Thrain.
Yeah.
So like there's stuff that's added. But like I said, I'm not a fan of what they did with the Hobbit movies, so chances are no. But like I will show the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings movies on my Discord. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to watch them in theaters in June because of when they're going to be released in June. I would love to. I just don't think I'm going to be able to. Yeah, pretty much. That was one of my biggest issues. But anyway. But tomorrow, chat, like I said, I'll be talking the first of the 1s and 2s, which is Blade. And then next week will be Blade 2. And then Thursday will be Murder 1600 on Orange Chat's channel at 8:30 p.m. Both the streams will be 8:30 p.m. And then the following Thursday, 8:30 p.m. will be Demolition Man for the singles this month.
Which is a documentary.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now.
And then there's an extra Wednesday this month, so I'm going to figure out what to do for that Wednesday. But I'll let you all know what I decide. If I decide to do a YouTube stream or a gaming stream, what have you. But anyway, chat, thank you again for hanging out with us. I'm going to call it here because I'm going for 2 hours and I need to get some sleep. So take care. Have a good rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all tomorrow on my channel for Blade. So, peace and good night, everyone.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.